Hello, this is What's on the Table. My name is Jimmy. I am recording by myself tonight due to scheduling conflicts between work. I haven't been able to link up with Luke and Joe, and so I'll be recording this just to be some filler until we can get together and back to our usual antics. So what I'm going to talk about right now is my Razaketh the Foul-Blooded Commander deck. So this deck is mono black, obviously, commander deck, and it's all about abusing Razaketh's ability to just pay 2 life, sack, and just search anything. So kind of somewhat aristocratic, but just abusing that sack ability and just tutoring whenever I need to, when I need to. All right. First up, we're talking about the artifacts. Go over. Right. We have Soul Ring. It's Soul Ring, pretty much one of the power 9 of Commander. Burnished Heart. I play a lot of Cabal Coffer-like effects that require me to have that give me more mana, depending that if I have more swamps on the battlefield. So very helpful in getting those swamps. Thran Dynamo. What says great as in putting 4 mana for 3. It's great. Hedron Archive, slightly worse, but also has a little more utility. Being able to draw cards whenever I need to late game can also be very helpful if I need to facilitate a card you'll see in just a few moments. Nyx Lotus, very powerful, especially with a lot of my cards in this deck are demons, and therefore they have a lot of high requirement for black mana, and therefore they'll have my devotion black will be generally pretty high any given point in the game. Panharmonicon, because I have quite a few ETBs in here and some particularly powerful and potent ETBs, so I figured why not get double. Aetherflux Reservoir is specifically for a niche combo between him and Razaketh and a certain creature we'll get to shortly, but it allows me to make a combo where I can if I get just 30 mana, which is not very hard for this deck, with all the, like I said, the Cabal Coffer-like effects, I'll be able to effectively just gain a crap ton of life by pseudo-looping a small interaction and then start bolting people. Gilded Lotus, because earlier we did 4 mana for 3, well 5 mana for 3 in black is really good. Bolas Citadel. The card I was mentioning earlier, if we need to outdraw some lands that are on top of our deck so we can keep casting stuff for free just by paying life for Bolas Citadel. The card's insane, unbelievably powerful. Elberus the Binding Blade. This is a card that I'm probably going to end up taking out soon if I make any adjustments to the deck, because it was mostly here for more casual play, but as the group's power level started kind of rising up, this has kind of become kind of a dead card. Great thematically, not really helpful otherwise. Cauldron of Eternity, kind of a finishing card for certain combos with a certain creature we're going to see shortly, but reanimating powerful ETBs on certain creatures can be very helpful, especially when you're closing out a game. Alright, so next, now let's move to the creatures next, and I separate them by the utility cards, the zombies, which is a small zombie engine, and then the demons. The demons are the majority of the creatures. All right, so the utility cards here. So we have Priest of the Forgotten Gods, pretty powerful card overall. Considering this deck has quite a few token enablers, so sacking off tokens or creatures that can recur themselves, sacking them off. To give me draw power, mana, and making my opponent sack creatures and lose life is very potent, considering it's any number of opponents. So I mean, it's just really effective in that manner. I can just go, okay, here, you 3 or you 2, you guys are going to sack creatures, lose life, but you who I have an alliance with, you don't have to. Like, you can play really political with that. Skirdak High Priest. Tapping creatures, making more demons. That's what the deck's about. Blade Crafter, another card that has a really has a pretty good ETB Yes, I had to sacrifice 2 creatures as well, but making my opponent sacrifice 2 creatures on summon, if I recast them, especially when I have a bunch of zombie tokens or cleric tokens those which are expendable, this means nothing. Priest of the Bloodright. This card is pretty helpful. Once again, good ETB. If I Panorama on board, I'm making 2 5/5 Flying Demons, which is pretty good for 5 mana. And then I can use stuff like Priest of the Forgotten Gods or Platecrafter to sack him off, so I don't suffer from his trigger. Gravekeeper Lamia, once again, powerful ETB. It's Entomb on a stick, and it also makes spells like Cast from Grave cost 1 less. So, which that part's not too really used much in this deck. I might play some cards soon that offset that. But Lifelink is also very helpful, especially because we have a lot of effects in this deck that make me lose life. Magus of the Coffers. This is one of those Cabal Coffer-like effects we have in this deck, where the more swamps we have, the more mana we get just by virtue of cards like this. Massacre Worm. It's a board wipe on a stick. It's incredibly powerful, especially once again with Panharmonicon. Getting -4 with Panharmonicon, it's -4/-4, and I can end up making my opponents lose a lot of life from the Massacre Worm trigger. Kyrix, Son of Yawgmoth, because making your creatures cost sometimes only half of what they normally do, and then just paying the rest in life is insane. Kyrix, Son of Yawgmoth, if you're playing black in any capacity where where majority of your cards are black, you should be playing Kyrix. It's an insane card. All right, now we're done with the utility cards, the utility creatures. Time for the zombie engine. So the zombie engine consists of Gravecrawler, which that he's involved with the Aetherflux. The Aetherflux Reservoir combo, where let's say with many of the Cabal Coffer-like effects, like let's say I have the Nyx Lotus, and then I have the Magus of Coffers, both on board. And let's say I'm able to generate like about, say, 28-30 mana. I can constantly keep sacking off Gravecrawler, searching a card. Let's say do it 28 times, and I just recast Gravecrawler from grave by paying 1, because if I have any other zombie on board, which that would be pretty easy to get a zombie. So Gravecrawler, Razaketh. I keep sacking off Razaketh, searching stuff. And first I'm paying 2 life, then I gain 1 life for casting Gravecrawler. Then I pay 2 life and gain 2 life, then pay 2 life and gain 3, then gain 4, then gain 5, and eventually I'm getting like, oh, I'm paying 2, but I'm gaining 10, I'm gaining 12, now I'm gaining 13, and so each time each iteration I'm recasting them, I'm gaining incrementally increasing life total, and therefore I can start just bolting people down with the Aetherflux. Graveyard Marshal, pretty good card overall. Gets rid of cards out of grave, and also creates tokens for me to use for aristocratic sacking potential. Joseph S. Lichenite, kind of a late game bomb, but it's mostly there for just making a bunch of tokens that I can use for sack triggers, but also paying 10 mana to get a total of 12 power and 13 toughness, with all with menace on separate things on 8 and 9 bodies is 20 power and toughness for 10 mana, 20 power, 21 toughness to do that whole. And each one of them has menace. It's very effective. Sometimes you can shut out a game just because of this card. Grey Merchant of Asphodel, the final part of the zombie engine. This card is until I just added the Aetherflux Reservoir in this deck. This was the main way to win this deck. I would cast Grey Merchant. Even if they counter it, I just reanimate him. And if I only have a devotion of even 10 or 12, I just go cast Grey. And if I search Panharmonicon first, and I go cast Grey Merchant, everyone loses 10. I gain life equal to what everyone lost. But now Panharmonicon doubles that, 2 triggers. Then I'll sack him off to Razaketh, and then search a reanimate spell and just recast him or bring him back to the field. He's back now, and now again, and you start wiping out people left and right. But the heart and soul of this deck, though, is the demons. These are what actually generally end up creating a lot of the issues with the board where people are like, that's the problem, that needs to go, and it kind of helps keep it away from the whole, oh, we gotta look out for Panamaronicon Grey Merchant. But at the same time, you also have to look out for my demons who are either facilitating me getting those or also just big scary bombs by themselves. So next up is the Demon of Catastrophes. 6/6 for 4, flying trample. All I do is sack a creature, and it's a additional cost to cast to do that. So I don't. Panharmonicon doesn't make me sack 2, just sacks 1 always. Disintegration Demon card requires my opponents to sack stuff off to keep him from swinging, being as big as he can get. It can be very devastating for as little mana as I have to pay for him. Doom Whisperer, he's mostly here for the Surveil 2 effect, pay 2 life, Surveil 2. It's mostly an early game way to kind of filter until I get the card I need. Harvester Souls. A lot of my stuff dies, even my non-token stuff when it dies. Or even better, my opponent stuff. If I play a board wipe with him on board, I can draw a crap ton of cards and just gain so much advantage from after being board wiped. And he's just a phenomenal card in that manner. Demon Lord Belzenlock. He is a absolutely phenomenal card, and although sometimes he can be a little dangerous because you sometimes will take a little more life than you intended, due to the amount of amount of cards in this deck who I play that have a converted mana cost of 4 or greater. But he definitely helps you can get combo pieces out quickly. But phenomenal card. There are some fun interactions with him. Good card. Kothafed. Kothafed is similar to the Harvester of Souls. Board wipes happen, and all of a sudden I'm drawing a bunch of cards. Yes, with him I'm losing life, but he says whenever a permanent hits grave, which also includes tokens. So so sometimes you have to be a little careful with him because a board wipe could kill you. But it's also a little flavor text because you have Belzenlock, Razaketh, and Kothafed, and soon you'll see something else soon. Sower of Discord's in here. Mostly, he's kind of the whole very political piece. Like, okay, hey, don't hit me, hit that guy, because if you hit him, he's open, and now you're going to hurt the dude you don't like. You can kind of incentivize people to attack others. Reaper from the Abyss, removal if stuff dies. Demon of Dark Schemes, another reanimation card, and also, once again, in ETB, make everything get to -2/-2. I can wipe boards, especially with Panharmonicon, just doing a lot of damage, getting a bunch of energy on him, and therefore just allowing me to just start reanimating cards like Grey Merchant or other powerful demons just with ease. Overseer of the Damned, removal plus token generation. Phenomenal card. Runescar Demon. He may seem like an odd choice considering I'm Razaketh as the commander, but Runescar Demon is pretty interesting, especially if I already have, because generally if I'm dropping him the turn before Razaketh, it'll be like, okay, I have Panharmonicon on board, Runescar Demon hits board, oh, I get 2 searches. The next turn I play Razaketh and sacrifice the Runescar Demon and get another search. And then I reanimate Runescar Demon and get 2 more searches. It's just getting that same value, that potential is amazing, but also playing Runescar before the Razaketh to get the search, a combo piece to that way Razaketh can instantly go off, can also be very vital. Lord of the Void. This card's very powerful, incredibly strong, but I've yet to actually get him off because anytime he hits board, he's immediately targeted for hate. If he even gets to the board, a lot of times he gets countered, and the other half he gets removed before he ever comes to the turn cycle for me to attack with him. So he's been great at drawing removal and counter spells, but other than that, I haven't got to actually play with him. Generally, they don't like this card. They say, "Oh no, you get to play with our cards." No. Archfiend of Despair, the phenomenal card. If I'm not able to get a full combo off with Grey Merchant and not kill everyone, if I can get him, if he's already on board for some previous, or I'm able to cheat him out, that's all. Sometimes all I need just to wipe him out with the Archfiend of Despair, just making everyone lose an extra life. So yeah, very powerful card. Villas, Broker the Blood. This card is absolutely insane. I mean, this card's ceiling is ridiculous. So, because especially when combo with Bull Citadel, this card can just do so much. I pay 6 life, play this 6-drop. Now I draw 6 cards. Like, what? Like, it's absolutely nuts, absolutely bonkers. This card, the ceiling of this thing is just absolutely nutty, and it has removal on it, which I almost never have used. Now, the fun part. I am playing Gristlebrand's deck. Yes, I am aware Gristlebrand is banned in Commander, but my play group says it is fine that I play him as long as he's not my commander. I have casted him a total of 3 times. Well, I've attempted 4, but one time he was countered. The other 3 times, only 1 time did he really help out at all. The other 2, he did not help at all. He hit board, and it was just kind of, he was insurance in case, you know, shit went sideways, but nothing ever would happen, and I ended up just winning with Gray Merchant or something like that, or just overwhelming demons, some with small combos. But the one time he actually did something was the moment I played him, and then no one had a counter, but someone had a removal, and was like, I'm gonna remove him. I'm like, okay, in response, I'm gonna draw 14, and I ended up winning that game. But I don't like. Gristlebrand, because when I played Gristlebrand, I originally planned on playing him conservatively, but they were like, no, you're gonna go off. I'm like, fine. All right, Reverie Demon, nuke on a stick, just outright nuke on a stick. If you have him on board, and along with the Massacre Worm and the Demon of Dark Schemes, this thing just is bonkers. Because then you'll make your opponent lose so much. All your opponents lose so much life, and you'll gain so much energy that you can just reanimate the rest your other stuff from grave from previous interactions. This card's just nuts. All right. Next up is our enchantments. Zombie Infection. Zombie Infestation. Discard 2 cards, create a 2/2 black zombie. It's mostly just get cards out of my hand for reanimation purposes. And token generation is kind of nice. Write a Belzenlock. Write a Belzenlock. Creates tokens, which are fodder for sack outlets, and also makes a big demon at the end of it, which is pretty good. Eldritch Reborn. Each opponent, I make my opponent sack stuff, I make my opponent discard stuff. I can then finally have to steal something from theirs, or just put something big of mine back from the grave. Dictative Airboss. You saw the amount of sack options I have, the amount of sack outlets, and different weird aristocratic combos. This card just makes those even more insane. When my stuff dies, I'm forcing you to lose everything. Phenomenal. Yes, we're playing a crap ton of demons, so we definitely are playing Liliana's Contract. We want alternate win cons. Can't just be Aetherflux and what was the other one thinking? It can't just be Aetherflux and Grey Merchant. We need other win cons. So we're playing a crap ton of demons. Why not play Liliana's Contract? Black Market, one of the other kind of, not only a Cabal Coffer effect, but still just gaining us a bunch of black mana because we are sacking stuff. Our stuff's dying all the time. This is amazing. Next up is our instance. Dark Ritual, self-explanatory, mana. Muslim Secrets, because I have like 3 other copies of Demonic Tutor and they're in other decks. So this is the next best thing. Cast Down, killing stuff, instant speed, nice. Snuff Out, instant speed, killing stuff for free. Life means nothing. All right, Sorceries, Reanimate, classic, and even better if you revive a Villas with this. Bankrupt in Blood, sack creatures, draw cards, amazing. Finale of Eternity, yes, I want to bring back all creatures under my control. Morbid Curiosity, more draw power. Blood for Bones, Reanimation. Mutilate, board wipe. Unbreakable Bond, more reanimation. Living Death, nuke plus reanimation. Dark Petition, because our better tutors are in other decks. Promise of Power, drawing cards and making demons? Yes, please. Choice of Damnation. I misread this card when I first read it. I thought like your opponent if your opponent chooses a number and if they sack that many cards of the number, or if you don't make them lose that much life. And then I reread and like, oh wait, no, this is all but that many. Like, oh wait. So if you play this card and your opponent chooses 0, they have to sacrifice stuff until they have 0 permanents, or they lose 0 life, which you get to choose. You get to choose whether or not you say, you pick 0. Well, then you can lose 0 life, or sack until you have nothing left. You're always going to pick the sack until they have nothing left. You're not going to pick, oh yeah, just lose 0 life. But if they pick like 15 and they say they have 15 permanents, you go, well, then lose 15 life. I mean, it's a very powerful effect, and it can definitely force people to make decisions that make them either lose a lot of their life total or just lose their board state. They don't really understand what the card does, which you should always fully articulate what the card actually does. Necromantic Selection. Board white plus reanimation. What more can you want? Army of the Damned. Phenomenal card, especially late game when you're running out on your mana sinks. Just getting a bunch of zombies, which are sack fodder for Razaketh, phenomenal. We're almost to lands, people. 2 more cards left that are not lands. 2 Planeswalkers, Liliana of the Dark Realms. Once again, we want swamps on board. We need them. We need the swamps. We need those coffer effects to go off. And finally, if we ever get her ult, oh my god. Oh, then we're definitely... if we don't win after we alter, then something went horribly wrong. Too many blue players. Liliana Vess. I mostly hear her for the tutor effect. Other than that, it's... yeah. I mean, our ult's great, but I'd rather just get those 2 tutors off her, so... 5 mana getting 2 tutors, that's not bad, you know. And it's, you know, it's either 2 tutors for 5 mana, and it redirects some damage from you. It's pretty good in my mind. Alright, I'm going to show you the non-swamps and then the swamps, which would be really quick. So, Reliquary Tower. Reliquary Tower, I draw a lot in this deck. Westfell Abbey. Once again, sack outlet, also creates tokens, and becomes a big demon after I sack everything, a bunch of stuff. Ash Barrens. It's kind of a filler right now. Until I get some little I get actual Cabal coffers, but yeah, basic land cycling, get that swamp. Sanctum of Eternity, returning Razaketh to my own hand before he's getting removed is really helpful, because I really do not want to have to pay 10 mana to recast him, or 12 or 14, or ugh, don't want to think about that. Myriad Landscape, we want swamps. Everglades. Swamp Bounce Land? Memorial to the Folly. Pseudo Reanimation. Castle Lochthwain. Drawing when we're desperate. Cabal Stronghold. Knock off Cabal Coffers, but still good. Crypt of Agadim. Kind of a pseudo coffer effect. Instead of getting black mana for your swamps, you get black mana for all the black creatures in your grave. I'm playing mono black, so that's a lot. Finally, just the different artworks of swamp. This is, oh god, the constellation. The Nykthos lands are gorgeous, but so are the unstable lands. Then just some fun foils. Alright, so that is my Razaketh Commander deck. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and so guys, favorite this video, favorite's not a thing. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us what you want to see. Do you want to see more deck profiles? Do you want to see more D&D stuff? Do you want to see some other tabletop stuff? We will talk about board games. We'll talk about tabletop wargaming. We'll talk about whatever you guys want us to hear about. And remember, guys, share this video if you love it. Like it if you like it, and stay safe out there. Protect yourself, people. This is Jimmy Barnes, and I hope to see you at our table again. Bye.